In this video, we are going to talk about 5.1.2 channel Dolby Atmos soundbar launched by Motorola. Yes, finally in Indian market, we have an best value for money soundbar which has both 5.1 channel surround sound as well as dedicated high channel for Dolby Atmos. This is actually a 500 watt soundbar, and one major plus point is this soundbar also has e-arc support. So we are going to get lossless form of Dolby Atmos. This soundbar looks actually pretty much good value for money deal. So we are going to analyze the soundbar in various categories such as sound format support, sound mode support, speaker performance, connectivity option, and finally buying aid. So without wasting your time, let's get started. Before that, if you haven't subscribed to My Tech Tips, please subscribe to My Tech Tips. That would be fantastic and motivating too. Before diving into the technical details of this video, I would like to highlight some of the important points of the soundbar. This soundbar actually comes with 5 surround channels, that is front left, front right, center channel, rear left, rear right. These are the 5 channels, along with that one downward firing subwoofer and 2 dedicated up firing speakers. So totally this soundbar has 7.1 channel. When it comes to the sound format support, this soundbar has dedicated Dolby Atmos support, not just Dolby Digital Plus support. When it comes to the price, this soundbar actually sells at around 45,000 rupees in Flipkart, but during sale you can get it around 35,000 rupees. I will give the product link in the description below. Don't fail to check that out. With this information, let's directly dive into the sound format supported in this soundbar. As the name says, this soundbar supports Dolby Atmos by default. Since this has a dedicated e-arc port, it can support lossless form of Dolby Atmos. We have already made a dedicated video on sound format where we have clearly explained lossless and lossy form of Dolby Atmos. Please check that out. We'll give link in the description below and in the end screen. Since the soundbar support Dolby Atmos, by default it supports Dolby Digital Plus and Dolby Digital. Apart from this Dolby sound format, it supports LPCM. And we don't have any dedicated DTS support in this soundbar. That's fine, at least we are getting true Dolby Atmos, which is a great thing for this price point. These are the points I want to highlight in the sound format side. So now let's move on to the sound mode side. Usually people ask why you are giving so much importance to the sound modes supported in the soundbar. Even though this soundbar supports Dolby Atmos, the actual performance or the actual hardware performance of the soundbar only can be measured with the sound mode support. For example, let's assume you have MacBook Air and MacBook Pro. Both the system runs on macOS. The kind of performance you get from the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro differs a lot. It majorly depends on the kind of hardware we use. So here, Dolby Atmos is something like macOS. So based on the hardware, we can get the performance from the soundbar. So when it comes to the sound modes, like the sound mode actually depends on the kind of amplifier being used and the digital signal processing being used in the soundbar. When it comes to the sound mode support, this soundbar haven't done a great job. When compared to LG soundbars or for example Yamaha 1840, which has a top class amplifier and lots of sound mode support. But this soundbar lacks in that point. But for this price point, having Dolby Atmos with dedicated height channel and rear speaker is making real justice for this price point. So this soundbar supports sound modes such as movie, music and some other EQ options. That's pretty much it. We don't have dedicated sound modes such as bass plus, bass boosted, AI voice enhancing. Those kind of things doesn't work in the soundbar. So that is kind of a sad part in the soundbar. Let's keep the sound modes aside. Now let's move on to the build quality and speaker performance. When it comes to the build quality, I'm not going to talk much about this. We have 4.7 out of 5 when it comes to build quality and design for Motorola soundbar. Based on that, we can assume this soundbar has a top-notch build quality and design. Now let's move on to the speaker performance. Before that, let's see the number of speakers we have in the soundbar. The center channel comes with 2 dedicated speakers. Similarly, front left and front right also has 2 dedicated speakers. Totally we have 6 front firing speakers and we have single rear left and single rear right speakers. These speakers are wireless, so which has to be connected to an external power source. These are the major speaker system when it comes to the surround sound. Along with that, we have one 8-inch downfiring subwoofer system, which is also an active one, which is connected to the soundbar wirelessly. Now let's come to the upfiring speakers. We have a single left upfiring speakers and single right upfiring speaker. Based on the number of speakers and based on the sound formats it's going to support, we can assume that this soundbar has a good surround sound experience as well as above average Dolby Atmos experience. Because for a proper Dolby Atmos, you should be having rear height channel as well. But I'm not going to complain over here. We have dedicatedly made top 5 expensive Dolby Atmos system. Please check that out. When compared to those soundbars, kind of value for money this soundbar gonna bring is really great. So to conclude, the voice clarity and surround sound experience is good. Dolby Atmos experience above average. And when it comes to the bass, since the soundbar has an downfiring bass performance, so the bass performance also punchy and the effects are really good. So if I want to give some score for the speaker performance, I would give 8 out of 10 for voice, 8 out of 10 for speaker performance, 7 out of 10 for Dolby Atmos experience, and 8 out of 10 for bass performance again. When it comes to the connectivity option, this soundbar has connectivity options like ARC, eARC, optical, USB and Bluetooth. Here comes the use of eARC. Since this soundbar has an dedicated Dolby Atmos, where with eARC it can maximum support up to 11.1 channel. So let's take with 5.1.2 channel, if the soundbar has only ARC support, it won't be able to support that many channels with just ARC, because Dolby Atmos signals are really heavy and we need eARC cable for transferring all the Dolby Atmos signal without any loss. So let's assume you have an 5.1.2 channel Dolby Atmos soundbar with only ARC support. And if you are passing true Dolby Atmos signal via ARC, whenever the Dolby Atmos signal entering into the soundbar, the eARC, which is an larger bandwidth channel, when enters into the ARC channel, which is a lower bandwidth, the true Dolby Atmos, which is a lossless form of Dolby Atmos, will be converted into lossy form of Dolby Atmos. So the soundbar won't be able to support all 5.1.2 channel Dolby Atmos. So that's where 5.1.2 channel with eARC, it's kind of really special in the soundbar. Moreover, if you have a streaming player like PS5 or Xbox or even Apple TV, you can directly plug those streaming player directly into the soundbar, which means both video and audio signal will directly enter into the soundbar, and you just need to route only the video signal back to the TV. So in this way, you won't be able to lose any of the audio signal. Nowadays, audio signals are also as much heavy as the video signals. I would say even more than that. So that's pretty much it for the connectivity option. I would say in the connectivity standpoint, I would definitely give 10 out of 10. Just an eARC port. What else you can expect from a Dolby Atmos sound system? A big thumbs up for that when it comes to the connectivity option, especially with the eARC. That's pretty much it for this video. So here comes the major question. Do you need to buy this soundbar? I would say if you are looking for an 5.1 channel soundbar, but you can stretch up to 30 to 35k budget, then I would say definitely buy the soundbar. Let's assume even down the line, maybe 2 to 3 years later, if you upgrade your TV or probably you won a lottery and bought a PS5 which has an Dolby Atmos support, so definitely having the soundbar at this time will be really handy, because people used to upgrade their TV every 5 to 6 years, but the home theater system is something it's gonna live for next 10 to 12 years. So keeping that in mind, this system is kind of future proof, yet this will work perfectly fine for the current situation as well. Let's assume you don't have any Dolby Atmos enabled streaming player, but still you can use normal TV ARC or DTH player to play 5.1 channel content in the soundbar, which work seamlessly fine. So this is the final conclusion. If you have an Dolby Atmos player, want to experience Dolby Atmos sound, definitely go with the soundbar, because this is the only soundbar in this price range which can give 5.1.2 channel Dolby Atmos soundbar. So the second category is, so if you are someone who is currently looking for a 5.1 channel soundbar and in future you may upgrade your TV or buy an PS5, then definitely I would recommend this soundbar because Dolby Atmos is the next future-proof system. That's pretty much it for this video. If you still have any questions regarding the soundbar, please leave a comment in the comment section below or reach out to us on MyMoTechTips Facebook page. We'll reply your questions as soon as possible. Thanks for your time. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video. Until then, bye bye. Stay safe.